What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxing, and today is Thursday. So, you know what that means. It is Throwback Thursday, baby. Boxing style. Better yet, Jab Queen Boxing style. And today we are featuring none other than Cassius Clay, aka Muhammad Ali. I figured it was only fitting to end our double feature Throwback Thursday with Lila Ali's father, since we featured her based on this week being the all female boxing card airing on Friday. Cassius Clay, aka Muhammad Ali, boxed from 1960 to 1981 for a total of 61 fights, 56 wins, 5 losses, 37 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Muhammad Ali, also known as the greatest, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, arguably the best heavyweight of all time, fought in an orthodox stance. Now, Ali's career was filled with notable fights, but there are several we're going to highlight in this video. But first, we will take it back to some of the fights that made him who he became. His debut, he won a 6-round decision over Tony Husker. Baby. From then till 1963, he maintained a 19-0 record, with 15 of those 19 coming by knockout. He beat guys like Tony Epstein, Jim Robinson, Henry Cooper, Doug Jones. Now, these earlier fights, they were no walk in the park. I mean, Sonny Banks, he knocked him down. Hell, Ali was floored by a left hook at the end of round 4. But he was tough. He got up, recovered, and went on to win in the 5th round. Due to Cooper, he had like a nasty cut or something over his eye. Now, the fight with Jones in 63, well, that was a little bit of a tough fight for him at that time. I think they were both, number 2 and number 3 heavyweight contenders. He fought Jones on his home turf in NYC at the Garden. Now, Ali won a unanimous decision after being wobbled, though, in the 1st round. And man, they booed his behind after he won that fight. And they was throwing stuff at the man. Now, I suspect the reason for the booing and the throwing of things is because Ali was kind of antagonizing these men. I mean, he was calling Jones ugly. I know I read he called Cooper a bum. Wow. So I guess they weren't happy about that. They expected Jones to go in there and make him pay for talking all that trash. Hell, I bet Jones thought he would too. Ooh, cha. Fast forward to 1964. Ali versus Sonny Liston the first time. Now, at just 22 years old, Ali defeated what seemed to be an invincible Listing. Now, this shocked everybody because it appears as if Ali, an underdog, won by a TKO in the 7th round, with Listing refusing to come out of the corner. Now, he said his shoulder hurt or some nonsense like that. And so Ali was named the winner, winning the heavyweight title. With Sonny running around, talking about his shoulder injury, they agreed to run it back. Now, baby, you would think running it back would make things more clear. But Instead, it only sparked more controversy, with the second fight ending in a first round knockout. Now, this remains in debate to this day. Sheesh. Now, there was a bit of controversy in this fight surrounding the infamous Phantom Punch. Okay, some say it was a knockout. Some say Listen might have took a dive. The nation is. That's what people say. That's what they saying. I ain't say that. That's what people say. Now, Ali said, "Man, I ain't got time to keep on playing with you." He went on to fight Floyd Patterson. He fought him twice. First time in 1965. Man, that was a beautiful performance by Ali. He was able to showcase his skills, his abilities, his charisma. After whooping his head the first time, he went on to face George Cavallo. He fought him two times, the first time being 1966. Now, listen, both of these fights, from what I understand, were really hard fought fights, right? But in the first fight, as well as the second fight in 1972, Ali prevailed the winner. Now, remember, I told you that he fought Floyd Patterson twice, right? Okay. Well, the second time was in 1972. Now, this happened after Ali's suspension, and we about to get into his suspension. Muhammad Ali was banned from boxing from 1967 to 1970 for a total of 3.5 years. Okay. He was suspended for refusing to go to the army when he was drafted.
My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some poor, hungry people in the mud for big, powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality, raped and killed my mother and father. Well, I'm going to shoot them for what? How can I go shoot them? Them little poor little black people, little babies and children and women. How can I shoot them poor people? That'll just take me to jail.
All right. As a result of his refusal, a punishment, rather, they stripped him of his heavyweight title. Okay. He was able to return, however, to the ring after fighting it and winning and getting it overturned. He was able to return in 1970. Okay. 1971, he went up against Joe Frazier. Now, they called this fight the fight of the century. Now, Ali gave Frazier everything he had in an all out war for 15 rounds. And that bout, unfortunately, they laid it all on the line, but Frazier handed Ali his very first professional loss. So you know he was not having that. They ended up fighting for a total of 3 times. But before he could spin the block on Frazier, he ran into Ken Norton, who he also had to fight 3 damn times. The first two were in 1973. Now, the first fight was called the Battle of the Broken Jaw. Norton won by split decision, and Ali, he suffered a broken jaw. The second fight came at the end of 1973. This rematch, Ali won by a split decision. Now, he can spin the block for Joe Frazier. Okay? The next two fights with Joe Frazier, Ali won by unanimous decision. They were calling the super fights in 74 and the Thriller in Manila in 1975. And Ali won them both. Now, in between those fights, the super fight and the Thriller in Manila, he took on George Foreman in 1974. Now, this they called the Rumble in the Jungle. Ali brought out the rope-a-dope baby and was able to knock Foreman out in the eighth round. He regained that heavyweight title he had previously lost. And he went on to fight Chuck Webner in 75, winning by TKO in the 15th round. Webner was tough too, honey. He even managed to knock Ali down in round 9 before getting whooped, of course. He then went on to fight Aaron Shavers in 77. He went on to fight Leon Spinks twice in 1978. Now, Ali lost the first fight to Spinks, but he regained that title in the rematch, becoming a 3-time world heavyweight champion. Okay? Then he also went on to fight Trevor Berbick, who coincidentally was his last fight as a professional boxer. Let's take a look at some of the amazing performances Muhammad Ali put on in that ring. Now, as I stated, Muhammad Ali retired from boxing in 1981, after which he focused on religion, philanthropy. He even did some activism work. Exhibition tour in 82. He returned to the gym. He trained for 3 weeks. An exhibition tour, which he planned, stops in like India, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan. He ended up carrying the Olympic torch in 1984 through, I think it was Louisville, Kentucky. Um, and then, unfortunately, in 1984, later that year, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. It was a degenerate, basically a neurological condition. This came a few years after his retirement. There are some evidence saying that, it's linked between his boxing career, obviously with repetitive blows to the head, and then, that kind of onset the disease. But they're not exactly sure. Um, but, some of the symptoms are like the tremors, the surged speech, slow body movements, and fatigue in some situations. After being diagnosed with the Parkinson's disease, he basically just went around trying to raise awareness for it. He did goodwill and humanitarian missions. He traveled globally, as a United Nations messenger for peace. He engaged in various humanitarian endeavors. He promoted civil rights. He established the Muhammad Ali Center in 2005. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1990. I mean, this man was just amazing. In 1999, he introduced the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, the one we all know commonly as the Ali Act, and it became law during the 106th Congress. This act is an amendment to the Professional Boxing Safety Act of 1996. So this act is actually to protect boxers' rights and their welfare. It enhances like transparency. Well, it's supposed to enhance transparency, guys. It basically addresses the anti-competitive practices within boxing. And it could stem to MMA, but they ain't caring about that. Basically, it's just a landmark legislation that has impacted the sport tremendously. It helps promote fairness, basically, and accountability within the sport. Now, this man did not stop there. He continued to make his humanitarian and charitable appearances. He focused on promoting peace and social responsibility. He even traveled to meet with other world leaders, advocating for causes like release of American hostages. I mean, this man was just absolutely amazing. This man continued his philanthropy work up until he passed away in June of 2016. Muhammad Ali was 74 years old, and he leaves behind a beautiful wife, Yolanda Lonnie Williams, and 9 children: Eshad, Hannah, Maya, Kalia, Layla, Muhammad Ali Jr., Jamila, Rashida, and Moriam. Thank you so much for your time spent in that ring, Muhammad Ali. But more importantly, thank you for what you did outside of that ring. Rest in peace, King. And I hope that your family enjoys the spotlight of you, your career, and everything you meant to everyone around you. Well, guys, that concludes our Throwback Thursday double feature for this week. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or anyone specific you would like to be next for next Throwback Thursday, just let me know. I will do my best to research them and put a video out. Until next time, y'all know what to do. Catch me on a panel.